Oh my god, hey dudes. It's currently 5 in the morning on a Friday morning. Wow. I mean, what am I doing up so late, you might be asking? I will tell you. I was watching a lot of movies. I've actually been watching like so many movies as of late. I've watched like, like the indie films. So, like every film buff is like, you have to watch this to become like an actual experienced movie viewer. And I'm like, that's fucked up. But anyways, so I watched Pulp Fiction, but the fact of the matter is, I was on this. I was on this the entire time, and I did not know what the fuck was going on. Like, I know it's like a story about like redemption or whatever the fuck, and it's like, what did the French girl have to do with it? The wee French girl? Like, why did I have to watch her fuck that dude? Like, what was the purpose? Like, I'm not gonna say I didn't enjoy it, because that man was moaning. That pussy was too good. Anyways, I was obviously not focusing on the right parts of the movie, but I still watched it, right? And I still like got some enjoyment out of it, I suppose. Like, it was funny, and I don't know who it was. The white dude, I thought he was pretty cool, and Mia, she's obviously fine as fuck. What can I say, man? I love me an emo bitch. Anyways, but yeah, so I watched that movie. Not many thoughts on it other than, I don't know. I don't really, like, a lot of the movies I've been watching, I don't really know why they're part of popular culture. Just because I just don't understand a lot of things just in society. Like, the only things I understand are, like, actually, not a lot of things. I am not gonna sit here on my little fucking bone pedestal and like be like, oh my god, like I am so cultured. Like, I'm not. The only reason why I understand like a lot of like culture references is from South Park. Like a lot of South Park, they like riff on like fucking popular shit. So that's where I get it from. Like, for the longest time, I thought Princess Diana was like a horrible person. Like, she, like, I don't know, she was like Hitler quality horrible. But it turns out like South Park is satire. Jokes on me, right? So I was like, yeah, I got duped. So yeah, Princess Diana actually good. I don't know. Come back to me on that later. But on the movie front, I was actually going to talk about Little Miss Sunshine. This movie was actually recommended to me by Reddit. Surprise. I was like looking up like things like, because I watched Napoleon Dynamite, and I actually really like Napoleon Dynamite. I think that's one of those movies where I'm like, wow, not a lot of people talk about this movie like now, like in the current time, which is 2022. But I saw a lot of memes of it back in like 2012. So obviously it's a very popular movie, and like a lot of people like it, but like I don't hear a lot of people talk about it like in this current time period in the 2022s. I hear like stuff about like fucking, I don't know, The Shining, Pulp Fiction, anything with like Wes Anderson. I don't know about this Quentin Tarantino motherfucker, but anyone with a Q name, I do not trust. I will tell you that much. Anyone with a Q name, I instantly know in my book, because I know who I am as a Q person, and shit. Anyways, but yeah, so I was recommended that movie, and I was like, okay, I'll watch it. And turns out fucking Paul Dano is in that movie, and I was like, because let me tell you guys something about me, and this is like really personal, but I'm just gonna say it out loud just because I've never like vocalized it ever. It's always just been in my head and in my inner like deepest desires, but I've never really had to vocalize it because, well, it's not like an embarrassing fact about me, because I've literally said like the like worst things about me. I've talked about my shitting habits. I've talked about my pooping habits. Like, I've talked about everything on here, right? And so for me to like vocalize this fact about me isn't like horrible. It's just kind of like, I don't know if I should be saying it, because it might change your perception about me. And like, it's not that I care about like my image, because I really don't have one to begin with. I'm just kind of here and there and just somehow everywhere, but like, I just don't want it to like change my perception too much. Anyways, but what I'm gonna say is not controversial, because Paul Dano is one of those people that I don't know. I don't know how people feel about him, but like from my side of the internet, because I know there's like different aspects of the internet. From my side of the internet, he is a hot topic right now. He is on fire. He is what Adam Driver is to normal people. He is what Timothy Chalamet to like them croquet girlies or whatever the fuck. All right, Paul Dano, in my opinion, chef's motherfucking kiss. When I was watching Little Miss Sunshine, I was like, every time Dwayne popped up on that screen, I was like, turn it off, because like I'm like shaking, like I'm shaking. I'm still on that high from watching that movie, which was like 5 hours ago. Like I'm still shaking. Like he is so fucking fun. Like every single frame he was in got my heart pumping. Like after the movie finished, my heart rate was like up. Like it was like I could like hear it in my ears, and I was like, why on earth is my heart beating? And right now I'm like shaking. Can you see that? I'm like still shaking because I'm like thinking about him. Well, that's because I also had a hot shower. I had a really, really hot shower, and guess what I was thinking about? No, I'm kidding. I wasn't thinking about him. I was thinking about like Shaggy. Okay, let's not talk about that. I was thinking about like what's his name? Like Norville something, Norville Shaggy, whatever the fuck, right? I was thinking about him in the shower, but that was because I can't explain it, but I'm still shaking. Like that's horrible, but yeah, I'm thinking about, that's me when I think about Paul Dano. I don't even know if I'm saying his fucking name right, but yeah, if you guys don't know who fucking Paul Dano is, he's just some dude. He's not just some dude. He's an actor. He's pretty popular, I suppose. He was in like the recent Batman movie, so he's gotten like super popular with the girlies. Because I don't know. I've I don't hear like a lot of talk about him in popular media. Like the most I hear about him is just like, I don't know, but like on my side of like the internet, I see like a lot of like those girlies being like, oh my god, he's so fucking ugly, I want to fuck him, and I'm like. Now, when I look at him, I don't think of him as ugly. I've never really called anyone ugly in my life. I just kind of like different, you know? Like, I don't really think anybody's really ugly. It's just people have different tastes. Like, I never looked at anybody and was like, damn, that motherfucker's ugly. Except for me in the mirror sometimes, but I'm like, but that's just me, you know? Like, everybody's critical about themselves. But, like, when I stare at other people, I've never really looked at anybody and was like, oh my god, they're fucking hideous. Like, I have never done that. I hand on chest. Like, for me, ugliness comes from like your personality. If you're a bitch, then you're ugly to me, you know? Like I've met some people who are cunts. I'm like, damn, what an ugly fucking bitch, despite them appearance wise being pretty, you know, but like inside I'm like, oh, you guys, this bitch is dookie. So anyways, yeah, like the hold on, I don't know how to word this, but anyways, this is coming from like an ugly person myself, because without makeup, I'm objectively like pretty fucking ugly. Like, I don't know, not ugly, maybe unattractive, maybe undesirable, whatever the fuck. It's not like I give a fuck. It just is. But when I have makeup on, obviously I'm gonna look a little bit more desirable, because that's what makeup does. It makes you look a little bit more like attractive, more appealing. But at the end of the day, my face is my face. It's not like I can do anything about it. Like, I got my mom's genes, I got my dad's genes, and as long as my legs keep me up, I don't give a fuck, right? As long as my mouth is moving, as long as my nose still breathes, as long as I can still blink and shit, like, I am grateful for the body I have, and it's not like it's not going to change in a couple of, like, I've literally gone through like multiple stages. Like, I've been like through like from 3'5", like 3'5" feet to where the fuck I am now. I have not been to the doctor since not 7 years. I don't know why I was going to say 7. I am lying out of my teeth right now. But anyways, back to Paul Dano. I'm talking really fast right now. Did I have a lot of caffeine today? I do not know. But anyways. But yeah, Paul Dano, pretty popular dude. He was a Riddler in like the fucking Batman. I tried to watch that movie as well. Could not get through it because, oh my god, that shit is so long. I had the shit at like 1.5 speed and that shit was still too slow. Like, how the fuck does that happen, bro? But anyways, yeah, I was watching it and I was like, damn, this movie is dark. A lot of movies nowadays are so fucking dark. It's to the point where I'm like, oh my god, I need to like download something to make my screen extra bright, because I had it on full brightness. I was in a dark room and I'm like, I can't see shit. It's either my eyesight or my MacBook or just the movie being too dark. But I'm gonna blame it on the movie because I can't really change my eyes and I can't really change how like my brightness on my MacBook looks, despite yes. So I'm gonna blame it on the movie because that's yeah. Hold on. This is one of my favorite LaCroix flavors. Like here. That shit is empty. I never finished a drink in one sitting. Unless it's one of my favorite drinks, which is this flavor of LaCroix. It's the limoncello, whatever the fuck. Oh my god. So good. So good. So good. Anyways. Let me put this can down. I feel like I'm like fighting Jesus with it. Anyways. But yeah. When I was watching that movie, I was like, my heart was pulsing, palpitating, whatever the fuck that word is, right? I was like, oh my god, like that black hair looks so fucking good on him. And like whenever it comes to like attractive people, like I don't know if I want to like be with them like romantically, sexually, or whatever the fuck, or I want to be them, just like embody them, embody everything that they have, like their vibes, their appearance, their personality, like something. Whenever it comes to attractive people, I never know which one is which, but I feel like I don't want to sleep with Paul Dano. I don't know if I want to like engage in sexual activity with him, but that's not to say if I had the opportunity I wouldn't. Let me just put that out there, man. If there was an opportunity, like hypothetically, theoretically, if I was in a position where sleeping with Paul Dano was on the table, Lord have mercy, man. Call me a non-virgin because god damn am I getting in the sack for that man. But realistically, no, like if I were ever to meet him, I'd be like, oh man, I really respect your work. You're a really cool dude. Like props to you, dog. Keep on doing what you're doing, right? But like if I was in a fantasy world where I was a more outgoing, extroverted, sexual person, I would most definitely engage in relations with him. But that's not the case. I think he's married. Yeah, and I respect a man who's married. And I respect the woman who is with Zoe, whatever. I respect her. She's cute. Hopefully they have pretty babies. I don't fucking know what they be doing, but yeah. But when I'm talking about Paul Dano, I'm talking about young Paul Dano, okay? I'm talking about like him when he was in his like 20s, because I'm about to turn 20 and I'm a new woman. I'm a new woman. The second I get the 2-0 on my, what is it? Like, I don't really know if your age changes like anywhere except for like bios and stuff. Like I never really have to announce my age unless I'm like putting in my bio or something, because like nobody ever asks how old I am, which is a little concerning. Anyways, what the fuck was I talking about? But yeah, Paul Dano. Like I've always had like a twisted like taste in individuals, especially when I was younger. I had like, I'm not gonna like say who I was into when I was younger, because we've all gone through them embarrassing phases, and it's like you're just dredging up the past, and that the past is in the past, you know, and like there's no reason to bring it up, so I'm not gonna bring it up. But I'm just gonna like state, just for like statistics, whatever, just for like reference, that I was a fucking weird kid and I had a lot of weird interests, and obviously that's not going to change. Like my interests are pretty steady. Like they obviously change, but like the theme of it is just the weirdness and like just the outlandishness of it, like it stays the same, right? And like my taste in people tend to reflect that, and I don't know if that's like just a symptom of me being fucked up in the head, or just a symptom of me just being like not desperate, but like I don't know. But anyways, but yeah, every single time I like announce to like people that are close to me like who I find attractive, they're always like, really? And I'm like, is this weird for me to find this individual attractive? Because it's not that they're ugly to me, to I. Like whenever I look at like, okay, so you guys know who V is from like DMC5, Devil May Cry 5. Like he is so fucking attractive to me. He got that like Adam Driver fucking ugliness and like attractiveness, and like when I say ugly, I don't mean ugly as in ugh, because it's like no. Like when I say ugly, it's like unconventional attractiveness. When I look at Adam Driver, I'm like, you are so weird looking, but it comes full circle where it's like I kind of dig that. I kind of dig that. Like it's like you get like it's kind of like me eating like. It's like me eating oysters. Like every time I eat oysters, I'm like, ugh. But then I just keep on eating it because it's like I've never, like, you don't get the chance to eat oysters often, you know? So whenever I'm eating oysters, I'm like, ugh. And then I grab another one and it's like, what are you doing, girl? Like, I thought you didn't like those, but then I just keep on popping them in my mouth. And it's like, oh, who's going to stop me? You know? So it's like that thing where it's like so unsettling, but like, it like comes back full circle where you're like, I kind of want more. Because you don't get this shit like this often. And that's like that's Paul Dano to me. Paul Dano's like one of those like people who like you don't see faces like that like often. So like when you do get to see them like pretty regularly on screen, I'm like, give me another one. Another one. Because like his face is like an in-between between not knowing what a phone is and like knowing the ins and out of a Samsung Nokia phone. You know what I'm talking about? Like his face just screams like if you gave me a Nokia phone, I would not know what to do with it. Or on the opposite spectrum, he would literally pull that bitch apart and start rerouting it to like make a bomb or something. Like his face is just so like, and like whenever I look at him, I'm like, I want to find somebody like you. I don't want you, but I want someone like you. Like if there was like a Xerox machine that can make you, but like not be married and not like, you know, be committed, because I'm not a homewrecker, okay? I respect a man's marriage. I respect a man who is married and loves his fucking wife, because at the end of the day, man, that's what anybody else would want. You know, anybody else would be the same, unless you're a cheater, which I'm not. The only thing I cheat in is like, not tests, because I don't really like do tests in person, and when I do cheat, it's like, how do I know they know what they're doing? You know, like whenever you see someone like doing their test, you're like, do you guys ever think like, what if I'm like cheating out the wrong person? Because the only time I'll ever cheat is if I'm sitting next to someone I have I know is intelligent. Like I've had like the background information and I've like seen them be intelligent, you know? But if I'm sitting next to someone I don't know and I'm just looking at them for like answers, it's like it's a blind leading the fucking blind, you know? But yeah. And like when I was younger, I had like, okay, this is a different topic. I'm not talking about cheating anymore. But when I was younger, I was like, the reason why I never really announced any of my crushes or people who I found attractive in school was because they were like nerds. They were like unknown nerds. They were like people that literally like no one would know about unless like they were in like a 10-person class with them. Like that's how like unknown they were. Like, and that's why like my friends were like never really knew much about like my like crushes and shit, because it's like if I say their name, it's not like they're gonna know who the fuck they are, you know? And like, I like me a nerdo. Let me just say that. I like me a motherfucking nerdo. I like me a little geek. And I think it's because I was a geek when I was younger. I had like them little glasses. I had on that like big old sweater. Like I was repping that nerd pride. And like whenever I would see like a really smart looking individual, a really educated looking individual, a really nerdy, isolated, introverted, low self-esteem motherfucker, I'd be like, oh, feeding time for mama. Like I wasn't preying on them. I wasn't predatoring them. I was just simply observing them. I never really talked to them because, well, back then I was kind of extroverted. I don't know. A lot of people said that I was like really fucking loud, but like I don't remember any of that. I'll be honest with you. A lot of my past is like a blur to me. I don't remember anything from my like high school, middle school days. You could ask me what I did yesterday and I still cannot tell you. So that's just a side effect of me being like kind of stupid. But like all I do remember is like me being really into like nerdos. And I don't know if that's good or bad. But yeah, I was like, every class I had, I would like always be like spying on like the fucking like quiet, like reclusive, like really like, but like really smart kids. Like I would be so into them, and like every time one of my friends would like make a joke about them, be like, oh, look at that Uggo. I'm like, I'd be baffled. I'm like, oh my god, like how could you say that? Like they are so fine. Like shut the fuck up. But back then, man, I was not a woman of my words. I was not confident in who I liked. So I never really announced it out loud. But now that I'm older, I really don't give a fuck. Like if you're a fucking nerdo, if you're like introverted as shit, like I am so into you. But then again, that's also me. I've become a lot more introverted. Like I think I've like, you ever like start liking something so much that you slowly start to become it? Like, yeah. But I don't think nerds like me that much, because I mean, based on how I talk and how I look, I don't think they would like me very much. So it's kind of like a theoretical thing where it's like I want to be with a nerd, but I don't think they want to be with me. And that makes me so sad. So fucking sad. I need to bag me one of them motherfuckers, you know? Get me like a little like dork. Someone that plays like World of Warcraft or some shit. I don't think I want a League player. Them bitches are weird. Same with Valorants. But Valorants are like chads of the fucking gaming world. They're like really fucking weird. Not into them. But I need me like one of them retro like fucking D&D motherfuckers. Like that's what I'm saying when I'm talking nerd. I'm talking about like a retro nerd. Like the bitches that will talk to me about like Tomb Raider. Talk to me about Sonic. Like the OG Sonic, not the fucking new Sonic 3D live action. I'm talking about like fucking like Sonic X type of old. I'm trying to get me a motherfucker that would talk to me about like fucking Silent Hill 1. Yeah, I'm trying to get me one of them motherfuckers, but I probably will never run into them because the people that I hang out with, I'm pretty sure would like bully the fuck out of nerds. But there's that. Like when I'm talking about nerds, I'm talking about like Velma from Scooby-Doo. I've been religiously like rewatching 1 and 2 Scooby-Doo, like the ones with I don't remember the actor's name, but it's like, oh, are you challenging me? Like that dude. I don't know. It's like, is it like Andrew something? Andrew Lloyd Webber, whatever the fuck. I don't know what his fucking name is. Like that dude. That cast, like so good. I don't really know if I like the other one, the one with Haley, whatever the fuck, Kyoko, that plays Velma. I don't know if I like that one. I mean, cause like whenever I look at Haley Kyoko, I think of her as like a lesbian. Like her role in Lemonade Mouth, like that's what I see her as, and I can't like it. My mind is so rigid of seeing her as like this like edgy emo like eco terrorist type of motherfucker that like I cannot see her as like Velma, like a know-it-all smart ass, you know? Like it's hard for me to like go from one extreme to the other. Like it just cannot do it for me. But like I don't know, I and like Fred isn't even fucking blonde. Like Fred is supposed to be fucking blonde, and that motherfucker is not blonde in the newer live action. So that shit pisses me the fuck off. Like if Fred is not blonde, then that is not my Fred. Yeah. So obviously I have a lot of strong opinions, but yeah. And it doesn't help that Velma is kind of fine in those old movies too. Well, there you go, man. I just told you about my weird fucking taste, and here I am going out. Like I just don't know what to do when it comes to like attractive people. And when I say attractive people, I mean Paul Dano. What else? Adam Driver. Adam motherfucking Driver. Anyways, I've always had a crush on like them like really like sly motherfuckers. Like that one dude from like Supernatural, Gabriel. Oh my god, I was so into him as a kid. Like it was insane. And that one dude from what's that shit called? Law and Order. I cannot remember his name for the life of me, but like he's like the little Twinkie one. Everybody likes Matthew Gubler, whatever his fucking name is. He's fine as fuck. Like I remember like telling my friends that I was super into Spencer. Is that his name? From like fucking Criminal Minds. And everyone was like, you're into Spencer? Like all my friends were into Derek or like Hotch, which is understandable. Them two are pretty hot themselves, but I was more into JJ. JJ and Spencer. Call the police. But that's just moi. That's just moi. I can't really think of anybody else I had the hots for. But if I do think of more, I will not announce it because, like I said, I want to preserve the distorted image I do have. Like, it's not a good image, but like it's still like a decent enough image where I'm able to face the day without like much embarrassment. But like it's still like, like I want to be able to show my face to the world without having to like have like nerd fucker on the top of my head, because it's kind of like that's kind of embarrassing. I don't know. Like I wouldn't mind it. It's just I just don't like attention. Center of attention. Like I don't like imagine just being like outside just having nerd fucker on the top of your head. Like that's just embarrassing. So yeah, I just want to keep it low key, have fun with it. But yeah. And I'm just gonna say this: nerds on my campus. I'm not gonna say what campus I go to. You guys probably don't know, but nerds on my campus is especially stay inside. Stay inside because a demon is rolling the streets, and I will gobble you up. I'm just playing. I'm really respectful. I'm a respectful woman. I respect all nerds. But anyways, that's all I had to say on that. I just wanted to talk about Paul Dano and me watching movies and whatnot. I'm not open to any movie recommendations right now because I don't like taking orders from people. Except people have read it, of course. But yeah. What else I have to say? Not much. I would definitely recommend you guys to watch Napoleon Dynamite if you guys haven't. It's probably one of like I'm probably gonna rewatch it tomorrow. I've been like rewatching it like every other day, just cause I really like it. Good vibes, good music, funny dudes. Oh my god, why did it go dark all of a sudden? Scooby-Doo movies, I would recommend 1 and 2. Not the one with the Haley Kiyoko, the one with the dude where it's like, oh, you're challenging me. The ones where they go on the island, and like the other one where like I don't even know the plot of that one. Like their museum gets broken in or whatever the fuck. Yeah, that one. It's pretty good. I've been rewatching that one every other day. What else? Like I literally like rewatch it so much that I like watch it like twice in a day. Like how insane is that? I've also been rewatching. I'm literally like trying to like dig it out on the top of my head. Harold and Kumar. I would recommend those movies, like the White Castle one. The Guantanamo Bay one was kind of weird, but I like the Christmas one. I think that one's pretty funny too. I recommend those. Oh, hold on a minute. I don't wanna say too much, but like if you guys have ever watched Rush Hour, the one with I think it was Jackie Chan and I cannot remember his name, but I just remember Jackie Chan. It's like a dual cop type of thing, and I think it's the third movie. And there was this French assassin. His role is really called the French assassin, and he's the one that's like tied up and shit. And I wish I could like insert a photo for you guys. I don't even know if he like acts in any other movies, but oh my god, is he so fine? He is so fine. And like Jackie Chan's character has his brother in the third movie. His name is Kenji, and let me just oh my god, is that motherfucker fine? Ow. In a fantasy universe, if I was offered the position to sleep with him, I would in a heartbeat. And most of the female protagonists, or like the female sidekicks or whatever the fuck, obviously fine as fuck. Obviously, the one in the second movie, pretty fucking fine. The one in the third movie where she had that like writing on the back of her head, so fucking fine. The little French lady, oh my god, bro. But yeah. Rush Hour is really funny though. I'd recommend it. Just because you don't really get to see a lot of Asian actors, and just like I don't know, I just like seeing a lot of Asian people. Okay. Any other movies I would recommend? You guys probably shouldn't be taking movie recommendations from me because I liked a lot of movies that people don't like, and it's like I feel like a lot of people like watch things too critically. Like I just watch movies to watch a fucking movie. I'm not sitting there and be like, no, let's analyze how the shot is set up. What does the blue of those curtains represent? What does the lighting in here represent? His loneliness, perhaps, or his mother's death. And it's like, I don't give a fuck, man, as long as I can see what's going on. Speaking of which, Juno, I would recommend you guys watch Juno. Such a good fucking movie. And since it's like set in Minnesota, I feel like I just have to represent, you know? And I think it's because, you know, I really like Elliot Page. I think they were really good in Umbrella Company. What did I keep saying? Umbrella Company. Umbrella Academy. I thought they were really good in that show. And seeing Elliot Page like younger and like in like these like situations, yeah, I've always had a thing for Elliot Page. I don't know what it is too. No questions from me. Anyways, but yeah, Elliot Page, Michael Cera, says him, fine as fuck. I like those two so much. They're like the same type of like energy for me, where they're like, it's like oysters type of energy where it's like, ugh, to the point where it's like, you know. Michael Cera's always been for me. Like when I saw him in Superbad, I was like, I gotta have him. But yeah. Oh, that cop from Superbad, I remember, Slater. Call the police, man. But yeah. Yeah, Juno, really good movie. It's probably one of my top favorite movies as of late. And I think that's pretty much all I have for movie recommendations. I've been watching a lot, so much so that like I just can't remember any of them. But I will get back to you once I like rewatch the movies over again. Like I feel like I have to watch like movies like at least 4 times to like tell if I like it or not. Like I can't tell from the first viewing. Like I did that one in Encanto. Like Encanto, I watched like I think at least 6 times, and I've come to the conclusion that it's an okay movie. I think I waterboarded myself into thinking it's a good movie, which I'm not sure if that's a good thing. Like my first watch through, I was like, this shit is ass, bro. Like, who the fuck would watch this? But then I was like, after the 5th watch, I was like, I'm the one watching this. Like, I am who the fuck is watching this. Like, it's a good movie if you watch it a couple times. But some movies I will not watch twice. Like Frozen 2, I'm not watching that shit again, bro. Like, that shit is so fucking boring. Like, I'm not gonna watch some shit about fucking colonizers. Like, that shit's boring. And what movie have I not rewatched again? Because I just did not like it. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not really picky movie watcher, so not really a lot of things, but yeah. So I waterboarded myself into liking like Moana as well. I didn't like Moana my first watch through, and then I watched like 5 other times, and I was like, wow, this is a good movie. But there was like I rewatch movies that I do like too. Like I really like Princess and the Frog just because the songs are fucking bops, bro. Like so good. Like whoever did the music for Princess and the Frog, I mean, wow. I cannot believe some people don't like the movie. Like I get it if like you don't like I get it if you have like issues with how like the characters are portrayed or whatnot, but like when it comes to like just in general, like Disney movies, like just it's good, man. For some reason I never really rewatched Mulan, even though it's like one of my favorite Disney movies. How weird is that? Like Mulan is one of my favorite Disney movies, but like I never like really watch it because it's like, oh, I think I know why. I think it's because if I keep on rewatching it, then it's gonna like ruin like the magic for me. I feel like once I watch something too much, it's gonna like remove that like excitement that I usually do get when I watch like my favorite movies. I don't really have a lot of favorite movies like that. Oh yeah, actually Ratatouille. Ratatouille is one of like my favorite movies of all time, but like I never really watch it because it's one of those movies where I have to really like be in like the mood to watch Ratatouille, you know? Because it's like a super like it's one of those movies where I like emotionally connect to it so much that it can't not be a casual viewing movie for me. Like movies that I hate, like or have no like particular feelings about, I'll like rewatch over and over because there's really no like magic for me to like wear off on, you know? But like when it comes to like movies I genuinely like really fucking love, I cannot rewatch because it's like I don't want to ruin it for myself, you know? When you have too much of something, it's like I don't want no more of it. So that's why I think that's probably why. I don't know why that is, but like yeah, like all the movies I hate I've rewatched so many fucking times. Like I told my friend I hated Encanto, and I just keep on going back to it. I don't know what it is, man, but it is what it is. But yeah, That's probably all I gotta say on that. Um, Actually, yeah, actually, do recommend me movies based on what I've recommended here and now. You guys can recommend me anything you want. I would prefer if it's like comedy, but like honestly, yeah, just comedy. I don't want no horror, nothing like that. Unless it's comedy horror, then I'm down on that. But like if it's just horror, not interested. If it's indie and just indie, do not send me that shit. But if it's an indie comedy, send it my way. But anyways, that's all I gotta say on that. Perhaps I will come back with another thing, but right now I think I need to get to bed. It's not like I'm doing anything tomorrow because I don't have classes, but it's just kind of like the principle. Like I probably should get into bed before like 6. Oh, I tasted some of the LaCroix. Ooh, mixed with stomach acid. Ooh, hold the phone. Anyways, let me sorry. Let me know what you guys think about Paul Dano as like a person. I don't want to look into him too much because it's kind of like I don't want to like it's not like I'm gonna like buy his merch if he has merch or anything like that, but like I don't want to like support anybody who's like weird, like not weird as in like liking feet, but like weird as in like beating up their spouse or something. Like I don't want to put up the accusations, but like I don't want to look up like his name and like find accusations because that's kind of scary, but like just like actor wise, like look wise, like I'm digging it, but like I don't know what he's like outside of the fucking screen, so like I'm not gonna endorse him too much, but like I'm just gonna say this right now, he's a fine motherfucking looking man. So fine. Him and Adam Driver, round of applause for those two. And Matthew, but Matthew is a given. He like objectively, he's a really fine looking man. He's so fucking sexy. Like I don't know why people are not into him, but whatever. I think I might watch like Criminal Minds just to get my dose of like Spencer again. But then again, I don't really want to watch that show again because that shit like messes with my mind so much. And I've been feeling so iffy about true crime because true crime is one of those things. So like I feel guilty for watching about true crime, but like it's like I want to watch it. Does that make sense? I don't know if I'm making any coherent sense, but I do watch like true crime, but I only watch like fucking Kendall Ray and like Danielle Holland. Is that her name? I don't know. I watch those two primarily. I used to watch Bailey Sarian or whatever the fuck, and like I can't remember their names, but the other ones I used to watch them. But the more I kind of look back at it, I was like, it's like I can't stomach it anymore, It's kind of like I used to be able to because I was a little bit like kind of like newer to the genre, but like now that I'm like more educated about like stuff and things and whatnot and doohickeys, it's kind of like I just don't feel comfortable giving them my view. It's not like I have ad blockers. I don't comment. I don't like on any video. So it's not like I'm giving them like anything else other than like one view. But it's like, it's my conscience, man. I'm a really, I'm a very conscious person. A really moral, ethical person, obviously. Yeah. Anyways, but yeah. I've been kind of iffy about like crime and stuff, but like since like Criminal Minds is fictional, it's like I feel a little bit less bad about watching it, but still, man, crime really does fuck up your head, man. Because when I be watching that shit, I be getting so paranoid, so motherfucking paranoid, and it's like that's not good for me because I'm already paranoid as a baseline. So on top of that, being paranoid, it's like, what? Like, there's only so much I can take before, I end up going fucking insane and sheltering myself in my closet for the next couple of weeks. That's not good, because I have classes to attend, and I cannot be scared to leave the house beyond dark time, But yeah, I think that's all I gotta say on that. I probably should bounce, so I'm gonna bounce. So yeah, thank you.